Good evening, Patriots. It sounds goofy, right? It sounds corny. But part of what we have to do is to go back to being comfortable being patriots and calling each other patriots. And that's you. So let's talk about someone who isn't. Jerry Nadler, human troll. New York's long-serving Democrat congressman, the embodiment of Capitol Hill mediocrity. A 30-year career of partisan sniping with zero significant accomplishments besides blocking any other accomplishment. From leading the anti-Trump resistance to caving into his party's anti-Israel extremists. Nadler is just another one of these power-hungry mediocrities. Let's dismantle him. Lack of quality, his mediocrity is glaring. He's been in office since 1992. He's chaired committees but delivered nothing transformative. No landmark laws on crime, economy, security. He's just a rubber stamp for far-left agendas, fumbling basics like his district's rising homelessness and crime, fixating on vendettas. He is mocked, and justifiably, as a career politician who's more than outlasted his usefulness. A human meme. Jerry bravely and gallantly spearheaded the anti-Trump resistance in the House. As House Judiciary Chair, he drove both impeachments, hyping those baseless charges where we've now learned, if we didn't already know it before, a garbage. The Ukraine quid pro quo, the January 6th insurrection. He claimed Trump's actions were grossly unconstitutional, scare quotes, in endless hearings, wasting taxpayer dollars on partisan theater. Remember Jerry with the kente cloth, one knee on the ground and his mask, begging for apologies from Black Lives Matter. Dividing America, that's really what he does best. If he does anything, it's enhancing and jumping into division. Pure hatred, ignoring real threats like the borders while chasing after imaginary witches. Most damning, though, the Jewish Jerry Nadler, yeshiva graduate, not only does he make no effort to resist, he is bought into the Democratic Party's extreme anti-Israel and basically explicitly anti-Semitic left. He condemned Trump's strikes on Iran, which funds Hamas. He called them unconstitutional, which is, you may disagree about the policy, but that's a constitutionally ignorant thing to say. And of course, it's an astonishing thing for someone with his putative voting base and background, but things don't really work the way people think they do on that stuff. He's got nothing to say about the Squad, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, AOC, as they traffic in blood libels and anti-Israel tropes. He endorsed Zoran Mamdani, the guy who wants to globalize the Intifada in the 5 boroughs of New York, the guy who loves all that Hamas rhetoric, and that's because Nadler's capo. He voted present on equating anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism, shielding radicals. And by the way, you can disagree with me about whether anti-Zionism is or is not highly correlative with anti-Semitism, but vote yes or no, pussy. His outrage, entirely selective and not particularly convincing him. He can barely read a script that his staff prepares for him. He blasts Republicans for every little thing. Again, right-wing anti-Semitism, ignored the campus riots, the river to the sea chants, arms embargoes on Israel. He is considered a congressional leader just based on his seniority, obviously not based on his height. The guy's a midget. It doesn't make him a bad person. It makes him a small person. It's a capitulation. It's a desperate attempt. It's like our previous subjects, Chuck E. Schumer, Dan Goldman, Adam Schiff, to remain relevant and in the good graces of the Democratic Party without regard to principle. And his failures make a difference. His mediocrity stalls reform. His anti-Trump fixation wastes time. His support, it's not even tacit, it's explicit, of anti-Israel extremists fuels hate, not because he's a leader, but because he's sending a signal to a part of the Democratic Party, the institutional Democratic Party, that there is no higher value than party loyalty for Democrats, notwithstanding the real world issues that face our country. And some of us who live in that country, and some of us who live outside that country, who he claims to represent or be sympathetic to. Patriots, we need to demand representatives who defend America and its allies, not cave into radicals to maintain congressional seniority. This is our country. These are our values, and this is our future. Nadler's spineless agenda has got to go. We need to keep fighting for strong borders, truth, unwavering support for our allies and our family. and our values. Subscribe, share, join the battle to restore greatness, and by all means, join me in blessing America and asking that God bestow his grace on our great country. Patriots.